Hi everyone, welcome to Property Zone Live. My name is Ashley and I'm the moderator of today. And it's our honor to welcome this fellow speaker, Amanda Go. And she's actually a REA, registered estate agent, and also that she's she currently practices on the estate agency more than 10 years. Of course, that she enjoys servicing corporate client and also currently focusing on the non-residential properties. And the most important thing is because she also a chartered accountant and she holds masters in corporate real estate, financial and strategy. So it's our honor to have you today.
All right, thank you, Ashley.
And today's topic is about property market reports 2018 and also property markets outlook of 2019. So before we get started, we have a price of today, of this week, okay? So we have this Bobo VR Z4, yeah, and this one is like when you put on your mobile phones, right, and you can actually have a virtual reality. So this is really good. So if you have chance, what you can do is to win, you can actually like and share our video, and also you can answer the question below. This question is, do you think buying property now is better than it was in 2018 and why? So you may describe more and in more detail so that you're able to win this BOMO, all right? So, and of course that if you want to get free PDF of today's talks, right, do type at the bottom of this comment, you type I love property just below here, and then you will get the free PDF. And Amanda, so I would like to ask, since that you have been so many years in real estate, and I just want to ask you that maybe you can share with us a little bit more about the recent property markets by JPPH, which is like the Valuation and Property Service Department.
Sure, Ashley. Right, so last week on 30th of April, JPPH made a press release and they reported on the property market for 2018. Right, so today I do have some numbers to share. Right. Yeah, to start, according to the report, in 2018, the property market recorded 313,710 transactions valued at 140.33 billion ringgit.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes, compared to 2017, the volume of transactions has increased by 0.6% and the total value of transactions increased by 0.3%.
All right, so based on the volume and the values that you have been shared, right? So I would say that there's a little, less, what's that called already, a small amount of increase. So is there a positive sign?
Yes, it's correct. I mean, it's a small increase, marginal increase. But however, over 3 consecutive years since 2015, meaning 2015, 2016, 2017, the total volume and value of transactions, they kept declining. So it was quite depressing for the property market. And then we also saw recently a slowdown in economy locally and globally as well. So many people actually blame it on the trade war between US and China. And then last year we had a change in government and many people actually decide to just wait and see and then do nothing. Yeah. So it was actually quite demotivating. So finally when this market report came out and we have this positive result, although it's a small increase, it's still a positive increase. It's like finally we see this light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Right. In fact, we think that this may indicate that our property market is finally stabilizing. And then in the property cycle, we may have come to the bottom and now we are slowly bottoming out.
Okay. So if that's the case, that's great. And so what type of property has the highest number of transactions in 2018?
Right. According to the report, the sector with the highest number of transactions is the residential sector, and they count for 62 28.9% of the total transactions, followed by agriculture, 21.5%, commercial, 7.6%, development lands and other, 6.1%, and finally the sector with the least number of transactions is the industrial sector with only 1.9%.
All right. If with all the percentage, right, I would say there's some growth on the every sectors. Can you tell us more on the residential sectors that perform in 2018?
Sure. Okay. For the residential sector in 2018, there were 197,385 transactions, valued at 68.75 billion ringgit.
Okay.
And that's an increase of 1.4% in volume and 0.4% in value. So this is compared to 2017, so pretty marginal increase. Yeah. And as for the house prices, they continued to increase steadily. Yeah, and overall, across the whole residential sector, average price increased by 3.1% compared to 2017. And then we break this down, yeah, terrace houses actually increased the most. The average prices for terrace houses increased by 6.4%. And then semi-detached houses, their average price increased by 2%. However, sadly, we have bad news for the high-rise condos and the detached houses or bungalows. So the average prices for high-rise condos dropped by 1.2% and the bungalows dropped by 1.8%. And then in terms of location, major cities or major states like Kuala Lumpur, Johor and Penang, they recorded an increase in market activity. But sadly, Selangor recorded a marginal decrease in number of transactions.
Okay.
And then in terms of launches, in 2018, there were 66,040 units, and that's a drop of 14.9% from 2017. That is a significant drop. And that shows that the developers adopted a cautious approach in launching new projects.
I see. So beside the residential part, how about because you are the the experts in commercial, so how's commercial and industrial market?
All right, so in 2018, the commercial subsector recorded a significant increase in market activity. So there were 23,936 transactions valued at 29.51 billion ringgit. That's an increase of 8% in volume and 16% in value. So we break this down, we break the commercial sector down. Shop subsector transactions, they dominate the commercial property transactions and they account for 54% of the commercial transactions.
Okay.
So there was an increase of 5.1% in volume and 11.5% in value compared to 2017. As for the retail subsector, we see a steady performance, and then, but unfortunately, the average occupancy rate decreased by 2%.
Oh.
And for purpose-built office, the occupancy rate is still above the usual 80%. This is considered healthy. Okay, yeah, and but there is a marginal decrease of 0.9%. So Kuala Lumpur is marked with the highest negative take-up rate. Most states shows the normal healthy occupancy rate of 80%, while Perlis remain its 100% occupancy. So if you're thinking of buying an office, or if you know a developer who wants to build an office block, do consider Perlis because they have 100% occupancy. In Perlis.
Maybe we can consider that.
Yes.
Perlis,
And finally, the industrial subsector, they recorded 6,032 transactions valued at 15.01 billion ringgit. And that's an increase of 5.4% in volume and an increase of 28.9% in value compared to 2017. So that shows that the prices for industrial properties have actually increased significantly. And the main drivers which are actually driving the industrial properties, I think will probably be the rise in e-commerce market and that Malaysia is embracing the Industrial Revolution 4.0.
Yeah, because compared just now you share about the residential, commercial and industrial, I would say in terms of value of increment,
That's right.
industrial has the highest.
Exactly. And hence, most analysts are saying that the industrial sector is now the darling of the market.
Wow.
Right, yeah. And that from another article that I recently read in Edge Property, most of the industrial properties are favored in Klang Valley and Johor.
In Klang Valley and Johor, yeah. And we are in Klang Valley, so there's a
right.
good chance for us, right?
Yeah, it is
as an
something to
investor.
look for if you are investing.
Yeah, good. And so it's all about the commercial and also the industrial market, right?
Yes.
All right. Hi, for those people who just joined us. So today we have a prize. We have a special prize for you. So this is a Volvo VR Z4. And if you are just joining us, what you can do is you can like and share our video, and you will win this prize. You will win this prize by comment "I love property" at the bottom. Okay. So what else that you can also get free PDF of today's talk. Of course, that you also just you can just comment "I love property" and we will just send you a free PDF file. Okay. So Amanda, since you are it's really interesting about the data that you provided just now. So may I know what's the current status of the overhang problem in the property market right now?
Yes, sadly, we still have the overhang problem hanging over us. In fact, the overhang problem worsened across residential, commercial, and industrial sectors. So let me share with you the numbers first, okay? The sector with the most overhang units will be the residential sector with 32,313 units, and that's an increase of 30.6% from 2017. And the bulk of this overhang units are the high-rise condos, and most of these condos are located in Perak and Kuala Lumpur. Okay. Next would be the service apartments. There are 11,371 units, and that's an increase of 78.7%. And then we have shops, 5,055 units, that's an increase of 11.2%. Then we have Soho, 1,343 units, that's an increase of 138.5%. And finally, industrial properties, 1,183 units, and that's an increase of 18.4%. But I would like to quote what JPPH commented in their report on this overhang problem. So in their report, JPPH said, property overhang issue needs to be thoroughly handled and a holistic measure needs to be in place. So overhang does not necessarily mean oversupply. There are other contributing factors such as mismatch, affordability, and cost of living. It is about finding the right location, right price, right type to cater for the right demand. So basically what they are saying is, if we have properties at the right location and at the right price, but yet we cannot sell them, then we are facing a problem of oversupply. So but in our situation, we may not necessarily be facing a problem with oversupply because some of these overhang units are at the wrong location, at the wrong price, and does not match the market demand. So there are properties that the market does not want, does not need, or cannot afford to buy. So we are actually facing a problem of mismatch between supply and demand.
So between the developer and also the buyers, right?
That's right. So moving forward, developers are actually urged to plan properly of their with their development project, and they should do more thorough market research. On what the market really needs and what they can really afford to buy, and then not just build for the sake of building. But I feel that this problem stems from the fact that maybe there is actually lack of market data availability for them to make the right decision. So I hear that there's a plan which is already now ongoing to create a platform where this platform will merge all this information, market data, from the various government departments, like say the Department of Statistics, Land Affairs or local authorities, and then in future, the developer will be able to access all this information at this platform, and then they will then be more equipped to decide on what properties they should build that will be relevant to the market.
This has got to be even more helpful for all the
Yes.
the developers and also the buyer. They will buy the right thing, right?
Yes. Well, and of course, other than this problem of mismatch, I think we also face the problem of affordability as well, because we've kept our salaries quite low for a long time, and our salaries are actually not increasing faster than the cost of building houses.
Yeah.
So house prices are actually going up, cost of the living are actually going up faster than our salaries.
Yeah.
And I feel that this problem can only be solved by the employers in the market.
I thought that the developer, maybe they can also, launch some, maybe a very good concept of development, plus with the price has to be, be affordable or reasonable price.
Oh yes, I mean, but the thing is, it's all about input costs as well, the cost of building materials too. So if, say, due to inflation, the cost of building materials just keep going up, house prices also have to go up, but our salaries are not going up fast enough.
I see. Okay, cool. But then with the overhang problem, right, still hanging over, then are you optimistic about the property market in 2019?
Well, personally, I'm optimistic. Well, mainly because I think our new government is doing a really good job in stimulating the property market. So for a start, they work together with REDA, the Association for Developers, right, to run the home ownership campaign, HOC.
Yeah.
So HOC is not a new thing. They had it back then during the downturns in late 1990s, and it went very well. And so last November in Budget 2019, it was reintroduced. So, and apparently it is working really well, because the developers are saying that now they have more footfall in their sales galleries and also property expos.
Yeah, no wonder I see a lot of people starting, they have a good appetite and they're starting to buy property.
Exactly. So HOC runs from January and then till 30th of June. So we'll probably have another 6-7 weeks more to go. And then during
like 1 month plus only, right?
That's right, yeah. So during this campaign period, the developers who are actually participating in this campaign, they are offering at least 10% off their prices. Right. And then first-time homeowners, they actually get stamp duty waivers. So if they were to buy new launch properties priced at 300,000 to 1 million, they get stamp duty waived for their instrument of transfer and also loan agreement. That's a lot of savings. So for those who are actually intending to buy their first home, now is the right time. Take advantage of the incentives before it actually expires on 30th of April. So, but of course, I hope the government and the developer will consider extending the campaign period so that more people can actually enjoy this incentive. Yeah. And then on top of this HOC, last week it was reported that the government is working with Bank Negara to actually ease the terms and conditions for housing loan. I mean, this is unprecedented. This is the first time we hear that the government will take action against the banks if they were to reject loan application without strong justification. All right, so I think it shows that the government is going the extra mile to actually encourage home ownership.
This is really helpful, for all the investors. They may add the borderline, to get whether they can obtain loan or not. But yeah, with that, I think it's really good.
Exactly. So, and then talking about Bank Negara, I just heard that Bank Negara has reduced the interest rate, the OPR rate from 3.25% to 3% to boost the economy. So, I was actually thinking that this would only come in July, but it has come a lot earlier than expected.
I don't even expect that, I was like, then we got that news.
So now that the bank has taken the expansionary monetary policy approach, we can all expect that the level of demand to increase across all markets, including our property market.
Oh, that's great, huh?
Yes, that's right, yeah. And then Finally, I think a good one would be the revival of Bandar Malaysia project. Yeah, so
A lot
we're
of
so
people talk
happy.
about
Yeah, we're so happy that when our Prime Minister announced that they're going to revive that mega project of Bandar Malaysia, and it is exciting. We are excited because it is a massive real estate development project, and if it's planned well, carried out well, it's going to contribute significantly to our country's social economic growth.
Yeah, in terms of the employment rate, in
Yes.
terms of the economy, I think everything will be, in a good sign.
Yeah.
So for you, in overall, you will still consider it's optimistic in the market in 2019.
Yes,
Right.
I mean, our new government is also very determined to clean our country of corruption. I mean, I don't know whether you feel the same way. I feel that market sentiment has improved, and confidence in this country is also starting to come back. So with all this going on, I am optimistic. I believe in 2019, it is going to be more exciting for the property market, and hopefully all this will translate to more transactions in 2019 and the following year.
That's great. Thank you so much. And well, I have more clearer on the residential part, the commercial and the industrial, and of course the because in the market a lot of people they quite worry about the overhang and on the the properties. So after your sharing, and I'll say that it's quite positive, and it will be good because the government will keep on they're still supporting us on that. So yeah, thank you for your sharing for today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And then for we have a really great sharing by Amanda about the property markets of report in 2018, and also property market outlook of 2019. So stay tuned with us for our next session on Property Zone Live. See you. Thank you. Bye.